welcome.
Welcome back to Girlsplainers.
Yes. It's been a long time.
Yes, it's been a minute, really.
It's been a minute. I'm not pregnant anymore. Surprise.
Well, not till next time.
No.
Firstly, oh my God, so good to see you.
So good to see you.
And I feel like I want to start our episode number 2 with words after the popular demand. We're back with the second episode.
Exactly.
Because I really enjoyed it. How about you?
Yes, I really enjoyed the first one.
Yeah.
Really. It was so much fun. It gave me so much energy to glide through life the rest of the time that I had.
It did. And I feel like if we have a chance to have our listeners in with our conversations, I think that it can be a good entertainment. It can be like a moment to reflect together with us and just on your own, and maybe, So I think that we're ready for one more.
Yes, we're ready for much more, but we start with one step at a time.
One step at the time.
One episode at the time.
And like I said to you before this episode, I just wrote a couple of notes of things that I think would be nice to talk about. And I realized I have missed you so much.
Yeah.
And having the talks that we have, and it feels like it was so long time ago that we were here. And it feels like each of us took a separate NASA space rocket and we went each to our own planet. And now we're back.
Like boomerangs, we came
yes,
back.
like a boomerang, we came back. And now we're back. And I have a feeling that a lot of things have changed. And we are a little bit different today than we were a couple of months ago.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple of weeks can change, can make you a different person.
So tell me, what's new with you?
Yeah, exactly. Now what's new? I'm not pregnant anymore.
Whee!
Yay, me. It was, how long, when did we record? It was like 5 weeks ago, 6
weeks ago.
6 weeks ago, yes. So since then I gave birth. My daughter came quicker than expected, or not expected, but quicker than planned.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been, she is now turning 5 weeks. So it's, I left the podcast and then I went directly to the no, not really, but it feels like it almost it feels like I gave birth, or it was done here and then went home for 5 seconds and then was delivery room.
Yeah,
but it was good. It went fine.
Well done, and actually you look amazing.
Thank you.
You look like that glow.
Yeah, the glow of not sleeping at night. Now, but so it's been a challenge, to say the least. I wrote it here because I wanted to really point it out, because I've seen these reels, because now I'm in the bubble of Instagram of birth and children and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there is one that I saw that was asking people, so was it harder to go from 0 to 1 or 1 to 2 kids?
Yeah.
For now, a month in, much harder from 1 to 2.
Really?
Yeah, than from 0 to 1. Much harder in a different way, but it's definitely very challenging to maneuver, or to have 2 managers, and both of them want completely different things. And I'm by myself with the 2 of them, so it's 2 against 1.
Yeah.
But it's challenging, but giving at the same time.
I like how you laugh about that.
Yeah, because it's such a cliche. Everybody says it. Oh my God, it's hard, but it gives so much more than it takes. Right now, it takes a lot more than it gives, but the things that it gives me, I feel like I'm this much above water, just my nostrils with life. It's just like I'm playing catch up all the time. But I don't want to complain. It's not a complaint. It's just how it. It's just how it is.
Yes. I think it's really, really interesting how, that now you have 2 girls.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I have 2 girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. One very calm, the other one not so much.
Yes. But I think that, in general, how do you feel like now because I saw you all the way through when you were pregnant, and you were really fighting, and you were working hard, and you really, how to say, I mean, you were really like doing a good job to be prepared and also, get through this, and but still you had, work and everything. How does it feel now since last time we spoke? Like, do you feel like, oh, this is finally done and I can move on to the next phase of my life? Or
I think so. I was actually I thought about one thing, because my mom told me a really fun anecdote, or I don't know, a saying, or I don't know, a story that people tell each other. Is that there was this guy who was living with, was like multi-generational living household, and he went to I think he was in my mom's story, the guy was Jewish, and he went to his rabbi, and he says tells the rabbi the whole story, and he said their apartment is too small, they have too many people in it, and too much is happening at the same time. And I mean, it's me telling my mom whatever my mom told me, and if it's a real story or whatever people say to each other, then and I'm saying something wrong, I'm sorry. but and then the rabbi says to him, yeah, you know what you need in life? And he said, what? He said, you need a goat on top of everything. And he was like, well, if rabbi says I should get a goat, I should get a goat. So then he goes and gets a goat, and then he has that goat in that household. And then after 3 weeks, he comes back to the rabbi and says, hey, it didn't help. Like, it's still, the household is really full. And the rabbi says, well, now remove the goat and you will feel how much more space you have. That's kind of how I feel in life right now. It's like, I have a goat. And now when am I going to remove that goat to feel like, like I have a little bit more space in life? But it will come. I know it will come.
Yes, and I already have some ideas for housewarming gifts for you. But to be serious, it's funny how you bring this up, because really, this really gives you to think about something. And it's funny that you bring this up, because I thought that this episode is supposed to be this really easy, breezy, funny, little bit ironic, the way that we usually are. But like, I cannot help but I feel like very, I don't know what, emotional and nostalgic today. I don't know why, but I feel like I feel like I want to talk about deeper things today.
Okay.
So I don't know, how do you feel? Like, are you ready for some deeper questions of life?
Sure, I'm always ready. But I was actually thinking, speaking of that goat story, I was actually thinking about you as well.
Okay.
Because
cute.
No, because you are so busy with work. I mean, you are working.
Yeah.
Most of the time during the day. Then you have your extra projects. Then we have this.
Yes.
And then you also have to, manage all the other things that are happening.
I would say half marathon was my goat.
yeah, exactly. I can imagine.
But yeah, it's true. It's true. But not to kill the mood, we will also talk about not just emotional stuff. I don't know. I feel like I want to talk about something. I don't know why. I have a lot of topics.
Yeah.
But not to kill the mood.
No.
We will also trash talk, and just like that.
Definitely.
Because internet is boiling. We are boiling. We want to talk about that too.
Yes, definitely.
So that's going to be funny.
Definitely. I have a lot of I had a lot of thoughts. I was like, why is Liga making me watch this? No. While I was watching it, I was like, but then we'll get back to that later.
But we can get back to that later.
Yeah. But it feels like it's been, sorry to interrupt, transformative.
Okay. Yeah.
It feels like this couple of weeks have been really transformative. You went through your adventure of lifetime, maybe not lifetime, but
it was in many ways. It was adventure of a lifetime.
Yeah, you were gone a couple of weeks, and you didn't post that much online.
I didn't?
No, I felt like you should have posted more.
Where are we going next?
Exactly.
What are we eating next?
Exactly. What happened between this state and this state? I missed 2 days. Or maybe it was because I gave birth.
Maybe you were busy giving birth.
I was busy giving birth and taking care of a newborn baby, but I felt like I've missed some parts.
Yeah, but I think that Really, I think that this is like the word transformative feels like the right one.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, to be honest, I can go a little bit into
Yeah.
to the trip story,
Yeah.
without any huge details, but it was a family trip. It was a trip that we planned many months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I have never really been to the real America, and for me that was really interesting. And there were so many interesting things that I wanted to see, and I wanted to see the culture. I wanted to see the history. I wanted to see the nature. I wanted to see all the cheesy things as well, and go inside the, I don't know, go and eat in Waffle House and things like that, or
Go to Target.
yeah. But I was I'd never made it to Target.
Oh, well,
But there's always next time.
there's always next
Um,
time.
and also, you know, being in America right now, knowing that their society is split 50-50, it's also kind of a interesting experience, because what what I think it's interesting that, you know, you never know, like every second person could be on like your side of camp or against your values, but you never know. But what really like what really charmed me was that actually people are really nice there, and that was really interesting to see. And all that lifestyle, it's a lot different than here, and see the deep south,
Mm-hmm.
how that looks like, and what are people like. And of course, and you know, I feel like I barely scratched the surface.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing is for sure, that it's really worth, you know, getting in places where you've never been before, meeting people that you don't know who they are, but you keep an open mind, and yeah, and actually actively choose to see the best in everything. I don't know why. I don't know why, but you know, for example, we were in Georgia, and all I hear in the news about Georgia is something horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like here in Europe, I just hear something horrible things. But all the people that I met, I felt they were fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So yeah, and I was really inspired by my own family. We are all different, and and obviously, yeah, my parents and my brother is younger than me. We all are in different phases of our lives, but what really inspired me was to see that all of them are in a way really hungry to experience life.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like such a nice reminder for myself that I'm also a person that is very hungry to see and experience and do. And once you do that, you come back, and you know, you come back to your usual routines, but you really want to savor that feeling and really not let it go.
Mm-hmm.
And promise yourself that you will keep on exploring it, that you keep on stay curious. It it was something that was really important for me. And yeah, when I came back, I actually really had like a post holiday blues for more than 1 week,
Yeah.
because Sweden is so different,
Yeah.
especially like socially.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see myself. I think that I'm pretty open person. I'm pretty friendly, and I like to say hi, and you know, chat people up, and you know, I'm kind of open. But then you come to Sweden, you come to your office, and people barely say hello to you.
And you know them.
Yeah,
You know them. You see them every day almost.
yeah, exactly.
You see them more than your partner at home. Really?
Yeah, I mean, you
Some of
know,
them.
yeah, you see them. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But yeah, so
But isn't that's actually why I think it's so important to travel and to see different parts of the world, because then it kind of opens you up to the fact that the way you live your life and the values that you have are not the perfect way. Maybe they're perfect for you, or maybe they're perfect just because that's what you have seen in your life.
Yeah.
You know, or that's how you've been raised, or that's the culture that you've been raised. But then you travel into different parts of the world. You've traveled, you know, to some like different parts of the world, and you see you have seen the different cultures, and I think that opens you up very much so to not be so like closed-minded, and makes you even more, as you say, hungry to see even more.
Yeah.
I would say.
I think so. I agree. But I also think that it's something that you act like being curious or trying to understand other people or other perspectives, or even other political systems and values that I saw there that I haven't been exposed to, for example, here. It's also something that you actively need to cultivate, that curiosity and that I don't even know how to call it otherwise than just being curious and open, because a lot of people travel far away places, but it doesn't necessarily make them more open to things. So I think that's an active thing to do. But I enjoyed it, and I really liked it, and I really hope that I get to travel more there or somewhere else. And I feel like the planets kind of moved a little bit. I feel that it made my world bigger, this trip.
That's amazing.
Yeah, That's
great.
What about you? What are your shifts or transformations?
My planet has gotten smaller.
Has
no,
it?
I'm joking. No, actually, speaking of family, I have the last couple of weeks I've had a lot of family visiting because we have a small baby. So now my brother came with his girlfriend. My grandmother is here. The other grandmother is here, not mine, but my cousin's grandmother. So we've been hanging out a lot with my family, and there's a lot of birthdays and stuff. And speaking of, actually, like, it's crazy to realize that, yes, we are, like, it is, even though it is my family, our values are different. The way we see the world is different. The way we see small, tiny things is different. And I find that really interesting because that's the people that I grew up around.
Yeah.
So you would think that our values should be the same or similar, but they are so different. And it's so also like interesting to see it, to actually see that, okay, this is how you see the world, huh? You know, a little bit like, huh?
No judgment.
Interesting. Yeah, but it's a little bit of like interesting perspective. I don't think that way. But of course, since it's family, you also kind of try to like bend a little bit more to that person. A little bit.
I agree. I think that family members always get a lot more flexibility than anyone else around.
Benefit of the doubt, for sure. She definitely didn't mean it that way.
Yeah.
So then I ask, what did you mean by that? And then they start going in, and it's like, okay, you're just talking to talk. Like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Okay, great. Move on.
So basically, you saw that how different all of you are and how different you think.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's really interesting to see how we are all different and we see the world a little bit differently. Yeah. But
do you like the way you have chosen to see it?
Of course, I like my best. My way best. Of course.
What am I even asking here? Like, why am I even trying? Of course.
No, but in a way, in a way, because this is, I guess I have actively chosen every single step of the way to see things differently, and to adjust, and a little therapy, you know, a little
therapy here and there.
Exactly, an outsider saying to you that, hey, just so you know, this is okay. Your feelings are okay. Yeah. They're valid. You get to feel this way. You know, a little bit of that, like, silly, but really, it's it changes you.
But I don't think it's silly. I think it's amazing, actually.
Yeah, I think so. But it's silly to have an outsider come in and tell you, like, hey, just so you know, the way you're feeling is valid, and just because you have guilt talking to you somewhere through one ear, it doesn't mean that the guilt feeling is right. You know, when you feel in your heart like, hey, this is how I should do it. But then the guilt says, maybe not. Think twice.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
You
about.
know?
But I think also if anyone will ever listen to this podcast, I
Yeah.
hope that like in some way our podcast can give some comfort and be like, okay, we can share how we feel, and maybe someone will be like, oh, okay, they feel the same about things, and that's okay.
Yeah,
Very okay.
exactly.
Let me check what I have here from my side, unless you want to continue, because
I would love to ask
tell
you.
me.
I would love to ask you.
Tell
Give
me.
me the highlight, one or two, of your trip to the US.
Oh my god.
What was like the things that you will probably get back to that feeling like, you know?
Oh, yeah, okay. I had many highlights, and to be honest, it was so intense that only when I came back after more than 3 weeks being away, and then I landed on a Sunday, I immediately took sleeping pills, and on Monday morning I was already back at work, and it felt like I didn't even have time to process what I've seen and what I've what I've felt, and it took me some time until I actually had like time to not maybe even put an alarm clock, because I had the alarm clock on every single day on that trip because we wanted to see so much. I would say, I know it's gonna sound really cheesy, but that I think this trip was really about that. One of the highlights, I think, was the third day when we were in Atlanta, and my brother had bought tickets to a baseball game, and we were sitting there, and firstly that incredible crowd and that mood, and them always starting out the match with the national anthem, and then seeing all those kiss cams and hug cams and all that. I loved it. I was like, this is like something that I've only seen in the movies, and now I saw it. I think that was one of the highlights. I loved that. What else? I loved the nature. It was nothing like I've seen in Europe. And I feel like I've traveled almost everywhere in Europe, and I've seen a lot of nature, and we have so many beautiful places here. But everything there was kind of different. So nature. And then what third one, and I think one of the most, like, also a very inspiring thing that I saw is that I love the people, and not just, that they are so naturally friendly and chatty and all that. We all know that, but I felt like I saw a lot of businesses, a lot of establishments, different things, and I love to see that people are doing things. They're like, okay, I want to have this kind of shop, and they have it. They are doing things, and they really don't care so much what others are thinking. I saw that a lot in Miami. You just can see that people are not so reserved. Looks like they have a plan, and they're going after it. That was the impression that I got, and it really inspired me. And also, if you look around, given that I myself, I'm very curious about different businesses and how other people work, and how they make their living, and seeing, all those companies there, how creative they actually are, and how high quality everything is, because, people are striving to do better and better. I loved that.
It's amazing.
That was also something that inspired me, that I also want to do better and better. So that was so cool.
Yeah, and to dare, because they have, they are more put like the value of or they're instilling in the kids' heads like you can be whatever you want to be, but you have to just work for it. The American dream,
Yeah.
that you just like you can make your future, you can be the maker of your own future, but you just need to work for it. So
And
I
maybe
guess that's what it is.
Yeah, and you know what? I choose to believe that because every time, and I see that in my own life, is that every time you just get the ball rolling, that's when things start happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just saw it, in like a very amplified kind of way. And I thought, oh, the ball really is rolling when people are doing things. So, yeah, I choose to believe that this thing.
Yeah, I think the thing that is stopping us the most is our own brains and our fears. Like, oh, what if I fail? What if nobody wants to buy my product? Nobody wants to do it. Well, unless you try it, you will never know.
Yeah.
And
I had
unless
that
you
couple of days ago, actually.
yeah, but now that's why we're talking about it. Maybe so you need to get that inspiration back in you.
Yeah.
Because well, what if nobody buys it? Well, then you have learned a lot on the way.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like whenever you do something, you have to be you really have to want to do things, and you have to be hungry, because you will have people that will cheer for you. You will have people who say, well done, when things are going great. Unfortunately, you will also have people who will wait until you fail, or people who will raise an eyebrow and think, what does she think? Who the hell she thinks she is? So I feel like you need to have that feeling in you, because no one else is gonna do that.
Yeah,
I felt that now also the past weeks. Like, it's you and only you who will.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. It's brutal, but it's true.
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we should believe in ourselves more. Because I think here, at least, in this part of the world, maybe. Because, in Sweden, you have the jantelagen, or not even in Sweden, but, like, let's say here, like, don't think you're special. But what if you are? What if everybody's special in their own way.
I think you're allowed to feel like you have something special to offer to the world, and without feeling anyhow superior, because that's not superior. You simply have something that you want to create, or you have a talent or something, and hell yeah, of course you need to work on it, and I agree, we shouldn't hold ourselves so much back. And sometimes you really need to be this, lift both middle fingers up in the air and just go. And it doesn't mean that you are somehow, how to say, you don't want to feel like, you don't want to make other people feel that you are a snob, or that you think that you're better than everyone else. No, I think you can easily be very modest about life, but still believe in yourself. I feel like that. At least that's something where I would want to be one day.
Yeah.
One way or another.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with you. And I think you also have to remember that your biggest competition is yourself.
Yeah.
And
then again, there are people who are better.
Of course, there are always going to be people that are better and worse.
Yeah, exactly. But and sometimes you just, then look up to them.
Exactly.
See what they're doing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, take lessons from them.
Exactly. But something I didn't plan to talk about this actually, because really, can I elaborate a little bit more? Can I tell you more?
Yeah.
I mean, I have had such an emotional journey, like the last weeks or something. I don't know why, but I feel like, I don't know, I have had so many feelings, so many experiences, and everything just has been so concentrated that I feel like I need to take time to just sit down and reflect. And there's been so much good, and so much sad, and so much inspiring, and so much scary, and there's been like so much blend of everything. And especially talking about the business that I'm trying to create, No, I'm not gonna say I'm trying to create. I'm not
You're
trying. I am
creating.
creating this.
You're
Yeah.
already like at the finish line of starting it.
Yeah, exactly.
The preparation process is almost done.
Exactly. And I mean, I'm uh, I'm I'm really trying to, do something that people will like and something that adds value. And a couple of days ago I just had this I don't know why, like a low point where I thought, what the hell am I doing? Like, who cares? Like, nobody's gonna buy anything of this. Like, what is this silly project? But so sometimes it is like that, and then then you just
Pick yourself back up.
yeah, then you just eat like a couple of ice creams and
Cry a little bit in the
cry a bit.
bathroom.
Yeah, but it was also a challenge. I tried to cry and I couldn't. You know that one. You know the feeling that you like really need to like.
Yeah.
You need that like it just
The
explodes.
cleanse the palate a little bit.
Exactly. I couldn't manage. I was like you suggested. I was standing under the shower and I'm just trying to, and nothing's coming out. And but then I put on some music,
And then yeah,
the gate just opened.
I usually put on, if that doesn't work, I put on a sad movie that I know is gonna work.
Yeah.
Or actually Bridget Jones once.
I was just gonna say Bridget Jones always makes me cry.
Always, it's a great go-to crier.
Yes, honestly, and
laugh because it picks you back up.
Yeah.
So it's perfect. You cry a little bit, you laugh a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah, Bridget Jones. Actually, I know that. And when you watch Bridget Jones, it's not just like this little tear that just comes down. No, it's like an ugly cry with a lot of napkins that are completely soaked.
Exactly.
And you're just there with some horrible like sweater under the blanket, just
yeah, exactly. Like her when she's all by myself crying and drinking wine. That's basically what you look like when you watch her.
Yeah. I have a serious topic.
Yes.
And I got inspired to talk about it yesterday when you visited us at the office with a new baby.
Yes.
And just again, for the record, because if Liv is old enough, she'll be able to watch this and see what we've been talking about and probably take some wise life advice. But just for the record, she's the sweetest. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
But yesterday you came at the office and there was a lot of ooh and ah, and everybody were congratulating you, and then we have this one colleague, and she was like a bit. You're going to guess who. And she was a bit like taken aback. Like she was a little bit afraid. She's like, I think she really wanted to hold the baby, but like she was a little bit unsure. Like, should I wash my hands? Like, is it okay if I can take her? And then later she said this one thing, and I thought, okay, we need to talk. We need to bring this up on the Girlsplainers. She said this one thing, and she said, my sister told me that just because I don't have children and she has, that she is a lot stronger person. And it kind of really hit me. And I thought, where does that come from? And in a way, I agree. I don't think that it's an easy thing to have children. But given the fact that you are here with 2 small daughters, you just welcomed a new soul on this planet, and I'm completely opposite. I don't have that yet, so that makes me always wonder: is it really like that? Are we? What are we supposed to? Divide this. How to say? If you haven't been a mother yet, then you're not strong, or
no, I don't think so. I thought also it was an interesting comment, because I thought, like, why would you say that? Because we all have different experiences, and just because you've experienced one thing doesn't mean that you're stronger, or if you've had more hurdles in your life up till this point, doesn't mean that you're stronger. Actually, it can mean that you're much more broken in many more places, for example. So I don't know, for me it's for me, I don't know, I think one of the things that I constantly say out loud is that if you're not ready to have kids, you should definitely not have kids.
Yeah.
If you feel like you're doubtful if you should have kids, you should absolutely not have it. It's not a thing like, and I mean, don't nobody get offended. But it's not like if you get a dog and you don't like it, and then you can always like give it up for adoption, or give it back to the shelter or wherever. You know, it's not like that. You sign up for that human being for the rest of your life, most likely. So I don't know. I don't think it makes me stronger. I know that it makes me believe that I can go through a lot more than I think, because you know, sometimes when you have a bad day and you feel like you're about to break down, as I said to you yesterday, as I was explaining, that my two daughters, it's like they are really trying to break me every single day, and I'm either breakable or unbreakable that day. And either I'm gonna just snap up or I'm not going to. So I don't think it makes you strong. I think the fact that you can go through so much pain, like giving birth, it makes you, because in that moment you think, I can't do it. You really think like, this is impossible. Like, I was ugly crying and I said like, this is too much, like I can't handle this anymore. And then all of a sudden you have this human an hour later and you're like, it wasn't that bad. You know, you have that kind of a thought because you're over it, but while you're in it, it's I don't know. I think it's an interesting perspective, but I disagree.
Yeah, me too. But I just think that I disagree as well. I think that also that whatever people do, it always requires strength.
Exactly.
And that strength also comes from within. It comes from their support system, and I just thought that was an interesting comment to make.
Yeah.
This probably comes from her family or from how they look at these things, and she took it seriously. But I thought, like, why are we still in competition about this? Like, why are we still competing? Because, you know.
Yeah.
And I think a couple of other colleagues were very, very nice. They were very encouraging, and they said to her, if you wanted that, you would find strength for that. Yeah. And I think that came from such a loving place.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a scary comment.
Yeah, and I think we often don't realize the words that we are saying, how they can affect other people.
Yeah.
We think about ourselves and the message that we want to convey, and then all of a sudden you don't know how that person is going to perceive whatever you said.
Yeah.
You never know. We all go through our own journeys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But and this comment, just a second. We're recording. Everything's fine. Sorry. It just was my anxiety. Anxiety about this, because it's such a good conversation, and I don't want it to not get recorded. But it was such a that comment kind of hit me.
Yeah.
And I think it hit me because it's such a sensitive topic for me as well, and you know that from our private conversations, that it is something that I'm longing for.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet, and I'm doing the best I can otherwise.
Yeah.
And I thought, that was something I would want someone to tell me, that no, it's not like that.
No, it's not. I don't believe it, because that's what I mean. Like, just because you have had a great childhood, for example, it doesn't mean that you're less strong than the person that has had bad childhood, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
It's uncomparable. I don't think those two you cannot compare.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. My brother doesn't have his own kids. Does that make him worse of a man or human? No, of course not. And he has his own experiences in life, and in some ways they're much richer, and the other ways sometimes I look at his life and I'm a little jealous as well, because not in a evil way,
not in a bad way,
not in a bad way, but in the way, like when he's like, oh, we're gonna plan this trip, we're gonna go do this, do that, and I'm just like, And here I am, stuck on the couch, breastfeeding that little baby. Perfect. And I wouldn't pick any other way.
Yeah.
But, it's like, I also want to, go to a party.
But it's always like that. And especially when it comes to these really life-changing experiences, that every time you choose one road, you also say no to another one.
Yeah.
And you can, of course, and it would be nice that you could do both, but you cannot. You cannot take all the scenarios. It's the same, like you cannot be on 3 different diets, on one diet where you cannot eat sweets, on another diet where you cannot eat the meat, and on the third diet where you only eat vegetables. And then you are on all of them at the same time. It just doesn't work like that.
No, and you cannot go and travel the world while saving money, while making family happen, situation happen. You cannot be perfect in all of those.
Yeah.
You just have to try to find balance.
Yeah.
So no.
But
but it's a little growth pains right now for me.
Yeah.
I'm going through. No, not growth pains. I wouldn't call them growth pains, but I would say it's challenging. Life is challenging.
Yeah. But we can do that.
Yeah, we can do it.
We can do it and more.
Of course.
Bring it on.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring it on.
Not right now.
But, only good things.
Exactly. Bring it on.
Yeah,
exactly. Hopefully. Please.
Knock, knock.
Yeah.
Do you have other more serious stuff, or should we move into
We can move
a bit more spicy
We
content?
can go to spicy, actually, I think, maybe.
Yeah? Okay.
We need a little bit of time for...
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need time. Before we go and talk about And Just Like That, just a very, very, very super, super short. Are you also getting the whole craze about Pedro Pascal?
Yes. Yeah, I'm sending you some.
Yes.
Also,
Yes.
I mean Pedro Pascal. He's now on my Instagram, showing up all the time. He's just what is it about this man? What is it about him?
I wonder as well, like, why do women love him that much? Because right now, I would say that on my side, I adore him, but like I was on the highest peak of this crush long time ago, and that was when he was on The Last of Us.
Yeah.
And now it's like I kind of feel like the heat is a bit
but now the world is catching up with you.
The world is catching up.
Yeah, that's true. No, but I think it's a wave, because it came and then it disappeared a little bit and now he's back. But maybe it was because now he's launching, or there was a premiere of something, so everybody's gushing over him. But
But it's funny, right? How all the women just love him.
Exactly. I have not heard of anybody disliking him.
Except men.
But they're jealous. So.
They're jealous.
Yeah. Jealous does not look good on them.
But you know what? I think also when it comes to Pedro Pascal, it always because when you have like these crushes, there's this saying that the crush is just a lack of information. We simply don't know enough about him.
For sure. But I like my
But you don't want to know more.
I don't want to know. But my teenage crush.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a couple, but my teenage crush that is still crush.
Yeah.
Is Keanu Reeves.
Really?
Yeah.
Aww.
I had a picture of him by my desk, and he was on a motorbike or a car. I don't know. I remember it was a black and white picture, and he still had the same hairstyle that he has today, basically. But we never gotten any bad information about him. He's still as charming as he was back then. A little older, few more wrinkles, looking good.
Yeah. Oh, I love that for you.
Yeah. My husband is blonde, blue-eyed. Who cares?
Who cares? You know who is my ultimate celebrity crush?
Who?
Javier Bardem.
Ooh, that's also a good one.
I mean, there is a reason why he's married to Penelope Cruz.
Yes.
I mean, there is a reason for that.
Yeah, I loved Vicky. Is that Vicky Cristina Barcelona?
Vicky Cristina Barcelona.
That movie.
I love that movie too.
Yeah. Oh, we should rewatch it, actually.
Yeah, where he's like, "Do you want to come with me to Oviedo?" I'm like, by the screen, yes!
Take me with you.
Take me with you.
Exactly.
Where do I need to be? But yeah, I think I have seen him. I have seen him so much, and I love also like the chemistry that they have with Penelope Cruz.
Yeah.
It's like dream.
Yeah. That's also a good crush. And he's still a crush material.
And also he's a crush material and he doesn't have any obvious red flags. I think we're on a good path here.
Yeah.
So if anything.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yes.
Oh,
Pedro.
Oh, Pedro.
Okay. And just like that, we are moving to our probably final
Topic-ish,
section.
Yeah.
I guess we have some time.
Yeah.
And you said I'm mad that you're mad that I have made you watch this.
Yeah. But I have to say one thing. I have been talking about it, complaining about it, that why is this show shown in New York City and there is not a single mention of rats in New York City? And now I've got it. So now it's a little bit of props to And Just Like That.
Okay.
A little bit of props, because I was actually saying that I was complaining to somebody about it. I don't remember who.
Well, I didn't see any rat actually when I was in New York.
No, I saw
but
one.
I've seen in Malmo.
I've seen one in Malmo this weekend.
Yeah.
No, but I was thinking, because everybody complains so much about rats in New York, and they're so glamorous that they never saw a rat. Like, what can that be? And then we got basically a full episode with possibly a new lover coming in.
Yeah.
With a bunch of rats, so that I appreciated. I'm guessing that they were AI generated. I don't think she had rats running on her legs, but
I think it also says a lot about the TV show and its quality that you're actually happy to see rats there.
Yeah. I mean, the fashion is always
Yeah.
on point. It doesn't matter what you like or not
Yeah.
like. But so that's why I've always been, I mean, not only, but that's why I keep on watching it, because the fashion is
It's
top
something
notch.
to see.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
It's
really
admirable.
Yeah,
And it's really like, mind-blowing. But yeah, so rats, definitely.
Check.
One more thing that I am thinking I would like to talk about with you is the Aiden stuff.
Are you referring to worst sex scene on television in the whole television history?
But before we get there, before we get to this to this phone sex thing, he has to drop Carrie because his kid got drunk at a high school party and drove a car. Isn't that kind of what teenagers do? Like, didn't you get drunk and do something stupid while you were 15 years old? Everybody does it.
Yeah.
But now he has to drop everything, drop Carrie. We go no contact. Aiden decides we go no contact, but sends her postcards.
Yeah. What's up with that?
And he breaks the no contact to have phone sex and jerk off in a car.
It was horrible.
And we are not talking about people that are 20 years old.
Yeah. I think even people who are 20 years old. I think Aiden should have stayed in the car, but he should not have dialed Carrie's number.
I think we should have maybe seen him cry over Carrie looking at his browsing through their pictures together. I don't need his hand licking.
It was horrible.
It was terrible.
It was horrible. But honestly, I really.
What do you think?
I feel like, because we wanna always finish. We always want to finish up this podcast with some kind of girlsplaining.
Yes.
And I feel like this is a perfect moment to girlsplain that. Well, you have daughters. I think they should, when they're old enough, they should watch this show just to see how not to do.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but it just makes me crazy that Carrie has allowed Aiden in her life like that.
Yeah.
And that she's fine with no contact. I don't see the point.
Yeah.
And then he suddenly calls her in the middle of the night.
To phone sex?
For a very questionable attempt of phone sex. And no, that was not
goes for it. And he's back
And she
in.
even feels like guilty and even calls him back to make it better.
Yeah.
And now have you seen the last episode where she went to Virginia?
No,
No, you
isn't the
haven't
one
seen.
from today?
No, it was from the last week.
Okay.
But doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You have to see it
Yeah.
because, yeah, that was horrible.
I really dislike it, and I dislike him coming, and I dislike all of that. It's either you're in or out, and yeah, that's also girlsplaining. Do not allow a man to dictate your life like that. But clearly,
Yeah.
Carrie is boy crazy. She's always been boy crazy. Everything is in her life is about the boys that is in her life.
Yeah.
She can change her personality and her goals and everything fully for any guy that shows up.
Yeah, and
Unfortunately.
and that's it, and it's really on this massive scale, and I think that we as women should really hold away from, just twisting and turning and I get it, like, you want this to work out. I mean, we all want things to work out, but at the same time, the guy said to her, "Don't call me," and like an episode later, she buys a new apartment, because he doesn't like to visit her in her old apartment.
Because there's bad history.
Yeah, and for me, it's like, okay, the efforts that she's making for him are completely out of proportion of the efforts that he is making for her.
Yes.
So yeah, so I feel like one of the out of this, like, horrible scene, which in fact, actually, when I saw it for the first time, I scrolled through because I simply couldn't watch that. But then, because the internet went completely crazy, there were details I hadn't seen. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back and watch it, and it was just it was sad.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, not like sad in a.
It is like, I felt secondhand embarrassing by watching it. Like,
actually, yeah, you feel a little bit
you
of like a shame
Exactly.
for them.
yeah, you do.
Yeah, and that and also because she's like in a really respectable age by now, she should be
Smarter, wiser.
yeah, and more have more respect for herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, the guy called her up, okay, but
Well,
it's up to her if she picks up,
Exactly.
and if she reacts, and yeah, you will see the next episode. You will see that it's getting worse and worse and worse.
but that's one of those things that I don't understand, because Sex and the City was so, like, talking about the controversial things, and I wonder if people that were our age when they were watching it back then were feeling the same way we feel about it now.
Yeah,
Because it's becoming so trying to be woke, so trying to be on trend, so trying to talk about everything that is, like, happening right now, that it's losing a little bit of that value that it used to have, for me at least, as a teenage girl watching it. Because it was a little bit like, like Samantha being so openly sexual,
Yeah.
and Charlotte always, like, you always have that group of friends, and one is very much open to sleep with whoever, and another one
Yeah.
is a little bit too proper for,
Yeah, and super traditional maybe.
Exactly. And then you have one more that is boy crazy, and another one that is Mrs. Independent. Like, it is a little bit fitting of that group, but the topics, I feel like, that they were talking about back then in Sex and the City were much more. But maybe I was much different. Actually, maybe it's me who has changed. Who has grown.
I feel like we have grown out these series, but they've really been important, because I watched Sex and the City together with my mom, and I was pretty young. I was pretty young, and I was surprised that she was okay that we're watching this together. But I think it was a really nice, I think it was a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Because seriously, I think I was still at that age that I wouldn't say the word sex in front of my parents,
I still have a little bit of an issue saying it in front of my parents.
Right.
As my mom babysits my kids.
Funny. Yeah, so, I was like, it was still like very early, and it was very different. And now I feel like we've all grown up, and this is not working for us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a little bit.
It's no longer working for us, and maybe we need Carrie that is a villain now. Maybe we need Carrie that she's a villain, or not a villain, but maybe we need someone that shows us that this is not how we want that.
Yeah.
Like, we want a guy who doesn't tell us, wait for the next 5 years
And
while
she
I don't
waits.
call you, you know?
And she waits.
Yeah.
That's the ridiculous things. If a guy told me wait 5 years, I'll be like, yeah, I'll be waiting. You know? See ya. But maybe that's what's gonna happen with the garden boy. Who knows?
I cannot say anything. I
Yeah.
cannot say anything because I've seen the next episode.
Yeah.
But about the gardener, my cousin, she thinks he's very hot. I don't think so.
I think he's normal. I think there's nothing special about him. I was like, yeah.
I have a problem that he's so ungroomed. Like, I cannot handle like ungroomed.
I have a problem that he's too young for her.
And he's also a very big snob. I don't know. I'm not like, I am not really like, I'm not really like, I don't feel anything good towards these men that are, I wouldn't say nothing special, but like, I hate that attitude that, well, I'm better than everybody else and I don't need to go to a hairdresser because I'm just, and I don't have to, groom to look good. I just can walk around with this dirty t-shirt. I'm like, okay, whatever.
You go and live your life.
You do you.
Can you please make my garden pretty now?
Yeah. But yeah, I think, but at the end of the day, I think we need Carrie for us right now to be more clear of how we feel, that we don't want to wait for 5 years for something. We don't want to accept that someone just says to us, well, we cannot speak now. You're not allowed to call me. You're not allowed to write me SMS. I might call you in the middle of the night.
For my own need.
For my own sake.
Yeah.
But and you should be very appreciative of that attention.
Exactly.
And then, oh my God, you have to see the next episode. You will explode.
I will, most likely.
You will explode. Yeah. So, yeah.
One more, to end on a good note.
Let's end on a good note.
Her apartment. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Or her house, actually. It's a townhouse.
Yeah.
But her apartment was also nice. But yeah, the townhouse, gorgeous.
Yeah. New York. Summer, New York, exactly. Fashion.
Yeah, fashion.
I
still love Carrie's fashion. That's one thing I have to give to her. Charlotte, not that much, but yeah, Carrie, very much.
Yeah. And also Lisa. I like Lisa's style as well. Oh, and Seema too.
Yeah, Seema. Oh my God, yes.
I actually like Seema.
I like Seema as a character. Maybe she should be the new star.
Yeah.
Or maybe she is.
But she is.
Yeah.
Actually, if you think about it, Seema is the one that really knows who she is. Mm-hmm. And she had that guy. Yeah. And he made her wait.
And she was like, I'm done.
Yeah, she said, roll the credits.
Exactly.
It was a great love story.
It was
roll the credits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she is great.
So that was inspiring.
Yeah.
Do we have something else we want to girlsplain today?
Do we want to girlsplain?
Yeah, something more than we have already.
Yes, I have. I want to also mention Miranda and her de-virginizing Rosie O'Donnell, the nun. Yeah. What was that? And also, what is this snobism about? You slept with a tourist. So what?
Yeah, I thought
she slept with a nun that was a virgin. Isn't that big enough? Like, the fact that she's a tourist, who cares?
Yeah, that is a little bit snob.
That was very snobbish. And she wants to meet me by Times Square. It's like, I mean,
I actually really related with that Wicked shirt that she had, because I've seen Wicked and I was obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to see the second movie.
Yeah.
When I was in New York, I saw the banners somewhere in Broadway, and I thought, oh, okay, I don't have time this time, but maybe next time. Yeah. So I think if I had met somebody in New York, and if I had met someone in New York as a tourist, okay. And then they would decide to tell me that they want nothing to do with me, you know, and just say, okay, it was fun while it lasted. I wish you the best of luck. I'm pretty sure I would be standing there with a Wicked t-shirt singing that song. This is how much I related to that scene. Because I think that I honestly don't think there's anything wrong to be a tourist.
Of course not.
So
That means you're seeing a part of the world that you are not from.
Yeah. And in general, but yeah, Miranda, she's right now like becoming a bit crazy. She's trying to pick up every single woman, and she assumes that all of them are lesbians.
Yeah.
And she's desperate. I don't know. I don't understand this because...
Me neither. Especially with the girl in the restaurant. I was like, why are we making that... Why are we making it a thing?
Yeah. And also... It reminded me of the episode from the original series. Remember, she had a crush. She was like very intrigued by a guy who was standing by the sandwich shop and had that sandwich costume. Mm-hmm. And he was, every time she passed by, he said to her, "Eat me."
Ah, yes.
Remember? And you know, it didn't work out because... as they said, well, Miranda was a lawyer and he was just a sandwich.
Yeah.
And I felt like that also about like Miranda, she's like a human rights activist, lawyer, I don't know what, United Nations, something. And why is she chasing like every single...
Midlife crisis?
Yeah.
I would say, I don't know, but it's really annoying. And the fact that they were very mean about the fact that she was a tourist. I was like, she was a nun, she was not supposed to have sex.
But you have a problem that she's a tourist.
Exactly. I think that's a sin that makes her actually not being able to continue as a nun, but who cares? She's a tourist that watched Wicked.
Oh my god.
There was one more thing that for me was a big thing. I was like, nope.
Yeah. And also that story, but also I think it was like in general that they chose to make it about this nun, and
yeah,
I felt like it was very over exaggerated.
Yeah, but I feel like this show is now very much over exaggerated.
Yeah. But it's my guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
And some things, to be honest, some things I still like. There are a couple of good there are a couple of good scenes where you actually you can still enjoy that really good writing, those funny, quirky conversations, and I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy that.
Yeah, I like. There is also, and the frustrations of everyday life are also very much enjoyable. Like her alarm going off in the kitchen, even though there's like, I like that part. Like this is one of those things. Like, okay, that's a highlight. I enjoy it.
Yeah,
you know, it's like everyday life that they write it into the story and they write it through a couple of episodes. I don't know if it's gonna continue, but I think it's so interesting. Yeah,
and there are a couple of funny references. It's not only hate, but it's more like it's also. In a way, it's a guilty pleasure, but also some way therapy, where you think about, okay, would I want to be in that situation, or would I want things to be different?
Exactly. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
So, should we girlsplain?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, let's do it. Do you want to start or should I start?
I think you should start, if you're ready.
I'm ready.
Girlsplain.
So I was thinking about it. Because I was like, what is the advice that is more like within my, like where I am in life? And my girlsplain is, if you want to buy that expensive item that you look at while you're younger, and whether it's a bag, shoes, pair of sunglasses that you want to like invest in, but not really invest in, do it. Because you will never feel like you will never feel in life like you're in that moment where like now it's more attainable, this product. You will never feel this, because by the time it's more attainable, you want something different or you want something else. So instead of thinking, maybe I'll buy it next year, just buy it. Once you can have kids, your priorities are not priorities anymore. So I think that you should do. And while I'm on that topic, remember that when you are pregnant, your feet grow. So don't buy shoes that are a little bit too small or just on the edge. If it's investment piece, don't do it. Because your feet grow and sometimes they go back and sometimes they never go back.
Yeah. Most of my friends tell me that.
Yeah.
That the feet just get bigger.
Yeah.
But that's because of the bones.
Yeah, it's because you gain weight, and then, once you gain weight, you kind of the bones, and it's also you have this, whatever it's called, the hormone that makes your bones loosen up a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's easier to give birth. Mine went back like almost fully to the size that I've had before, but like maybe 1/3 of a size. They're a tiny bit bigger.
Yeah.
A tiny bit bigger. It's fine. But I know a lot of people whose feet went like 1 to 2 sizes bigger.
No.
Never went back.
Yeah.
So that's my girlsplaining.
I like it. I like it. And I agree with that when it comes to these, just, okay, of course, don't be completely stupid.
No,
don't
no,
be,
of course not.
Obviously, don't spend more than you can afford. But sometimes, we feel like, that could be expensive, but you will figure it out.
Exactly.
You just buy it.
Exactly. When you're 20 years old, who cares?
Yeah.
25.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
cares?
Also, when you're 30 and 40,
Exactly.
who gives a shit?
Exactly. You'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. I also have a girlsplaining to do. My girlsplanation.
Exactly. Girlsplanation.
Girlsplanation today is I had a tough conversation with my mom on a trip.
Mm-hmm.
She brought up something that I was not ready for. Okay, but it all ended up, that she and me acknowledged that I have very high standards for life, for everything that. And I just remember when I was younger, it was always turned against me as if it was a problem. It was as if it was a problem that I have high standards, that I want,
the best,
higher, better, stronger, and it was always made like it's an issue, not like directly, but and now I had this conversation. And my mom was like, yeah, but you also have so high standards for yourself and so high standards for life. And I said, yeah, I do. And I've said it loud and proud.
Yeah.
And I think that I want that if anyone is in doubt that are their standards too high, they're not.
No, and I mean, not to become toxic for yourself.
No,
in a way, but having high standards, there's like, me and the conversation I have at home.
We always in there.
Exactly. We reach high, not low. We reach high.
Yeah.
So I'm totally with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Sometimes you need those tough conversations with people. And not, maybe sometimes, as I said, people don't realize how they make you feel with what they say, with the words.
No, of course.
So I think it's good to sometimes acknowledge some things within family.
Yes, exactly. Well, I really loved this conversation we had today.
Yeah, me too, as always. We always have good conversations.
Yeah.
That's why we started with that idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think let's wrap up for today.
Yes.
Let's say thank you to anyone who is listening.
Yes, thank you so much.
I hope it's been interesting.
Yeah.
And we will speak next time.
Exactly.
Whenever the time comes.
Exactly.
All right.
Yes.
We go like, thank you.
Thank you.
Boom.
Oi.